Good morning, everybody. This is Dee Dee with Power 3 Trading. Thank you for joining. I'm not here just to teach you the strat, but to teach you how to trade the strat, profit from the market, trading the strat techniques. If you have more questions regarding the strat, please reach out to my guy, Rob Smith, at Smith's in the Black channel, Rob in the Black on Twitter, or at seviagroup.com. Well, interesting day. Yeah, interesting day. You can see what we talked about yesterday was the broader market. We needed to see price action with some volatility trade two up, right? Because we did not want to get stuck inside this range, and the Qs did just that. We had our target here. I'm going to show you this on a shorter time frame. It kind of stalled out right here. Next candle broke above it. And so price action looks like it's still trading a little higher. Here's something you want to consider. I mean, is it just me, or do you feel like you missed this reversal? Because I started looking, at least in my longer term retirement accounts, because I looked at this and I was like, wow, what a nice setup here. And I'm still in cash. I'm not chasing this market right now, guys. I am not chasing this market. So when I saw this break above, I was like, wow, did I miss my opportunity? Maybe, but now isn't the time for me to go chase this in my retirement account. But take a look at our next targets, guys. I'll show you here what we did. Right, so we drew this little guy here and said, all right, price is in this range. This is a 2 up, so we needed to take that high here, and then we had this 2 down candle here, and we got this 2 down candle here, guys. So there could be a little resistance here, right? So we'll just throw this on here because it's got to take this 2 up before it can take this 2. So this is a 2 down, but it's got to take the high of this 2 down candle before it can take the high of this 2 down candle. So where are we now? 327 and 330. That's what we're looking at. No, 325, 27, and 327, and then 330. But if we get a move like we saw yesterday, wow, it could take out both of these guys. So 325 here, right? 327, 330 as the Qs try to tick up in this market, take out this outside bar. Okay. All right, let's look at SPY. Didn't show as great a strength as the NASDAQ, but again, we said it needed to take that 2-day range. It did, right? So we had this little inside bar. Now we have this guy here. Looks like it may be targeting. There's another 2-up bar here, pretty close. This is 416.61. This is 417.44. So I'm in the 417-ish, 418-ish range here. The high here is 418.93. So if the market continues, so you have to keep in mind, we did get a TTO here, right? So we talked about this yesterday. I said, I'm a little concerned with the market topping here with these bulls and bears battling out, and look like the bears are winning. They got this TTO here. It just said, no can do. I am not going shorter, not right now. But we also said, but CCI was still above 100. And so for now, this market looks like it wants to go a little higher, but look at here, guys. It is not making new highs. It is not making new highs. So for me, I am not trading this market long. If I get good intraday trades, maybe I'll get in there, but been a little busy with some other stuff. But as I look at this, I'm like, you know what? CCI did not make a new high here. So again, I'm looking for at some day here, we may get a drop, maybe even a gapper to the downside. So be a little patient with that. If you're looking to trade the reversals, not right now. IWM. Let's look at our Russell. Again, very similar. It went outside, two up, two up, two up. I mean, outside on the day, two up. Was looking for maybe yesterday. Let's see if it trades above here. Again, not a new high. Did not happen. Did not happen. And so instead, again, didn't trade as well as the Qs, and we'll look at that on a shorter time frame. But you can see here, it's not making new highs on CCI, so that's a little concerning to me. But this market is certainly ticking up. So it traded above this range, right? So was thinking, hey, it went 3-2 below this range, maybe move back to the downside. No can do. It traded up, right? Hit our broadening formation here, right? And now it's trying to take this outside bar. So we just drew this horizontal line here. So we're looking at about 194, 191. And then of course we have this broadening formation here. These this 2-down bar, this outside bar. So 193, 194, which is about this guy right here. All right, so if price trades above this outside bar here, about 191, then we're targeting this 2-up bar here, about 194. Okay, 193, 194. So that's the broader view. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday, because again, the market looks like it wants to tick up today, but without making any new highs on CCI, I'm a little cautious about going long. So yesterday, I've been introducing, some a little different strategy, well, strategy the same, but different time frame for anyone who wants to really slow this market down, because it's not easy day trading, and you may not have clarity in direction. And so I introduced to you guys the 45-minute, which is half of the 90. It's a time frame that I like when you need clarity around this market. 90 is a long time, and so 45 just cuts that in half. So still using my 18-minute, right, 2-2, but trading now in the direction of the 45, because we're trying to get those next twos, and that gives us a little bit more clarity on whether or not the 90 is going to go when we get halfway through that 90-minute time frame using the 45. So if I go back here on the Qs, and I'm just going to, just so you can see it, because I don't have it marked on that chart, I'm going to switch this to the 45-minute time frame, and you can see exactly what I meant. So when we looked at the broader market and we said, if price trades above this range, it could, this was a target here. If it traded above that range, it could go, right? Because it needed to take the 2 days, which it did. So if you look at this on the open, on the Qs, right? If you've got to move, and we'll look at it again on the shorter time frame. But here was that it gapped up from the closed. Here's CCI, guys, and it stayed strong all day long, right? It went inside, but look what CCI did. It did not create a new low, right? This gapped up. Here's your low from the prior day. You may have an opportunity right here if that trades lower and CCI crosses down, but really it needs to cross back below 100, right? And we saw that in the prior day. So that's the difference. Here's what happened in the last couple of days where it created those dojis. CCI was above 100 here, crossed over, traded down, above 100 here, crossed over, traded back down. Here you did not see that. It tagged this level for 45 minutes, guys. Look at that doji. It did nothing. And then it finally broke above it, right? This was the 90-minute flip. So I just wanted to show you that, since we drew those lines there. And I don't I don't have those lines on my 45-minute view. Okay, but look at our ADR. So we talked about this. When we're not using broadening formations, we said, hey, we're going to use our average daily range. We're going to look for our setups, which are 2 twos on the 18-minute, right? So that's for those of us who aren't going to trade, the shorter time frames. Our actionable signals are 2 twos, and I'm going to show you this. But you can see once you zoom out a little bit, you get a better visual on the direction, and then it's just about entry, guys. Then it's just about entry. So Qs went inside and up. SMH outside went 3, 2 up, 2 up, crossed over. CCI crossed over. NVIDIA wasn't as nice outside, guys. You have to get outside these outside bars. You don't want to be stuck in this range. So the entry wasn't until here, and you could see it barely crossed over 45, but it broke above ADR, and that's what I mentioned before. If price is tagging ADR like this, we need CCI to confirm those moves, right? We need CCI trending up, and you have confirmation, right? So NVIDIA is a part of SMH, and you see that was strong with the Qs all day long. I'm going to talk about PayPal. That was a mess. Microsoft, again, it gapped up, went inside. Guys, this is going to happen. You're going to get TTO'd. It's just a matter of which time frame you have chosen as your actionable signal. And so we had a couple inside moves off the 45, but then you go down to your 18-minute for your entry, right? Or you can use a shorter time frame, but just keep in mind, I'm looking at 2 twos on the 18 with the 45 in force, if you will, because it's half the 90. But again, guys, inside bar, 2 up, CCI crossing above, that's going to give me a little bit of comfort here that I have maybe 45 minutes, maybe not, but this would be our target, right? This is ADR. This is ADR. So I'm on the 18-minute, and I'm looking at this. This is our target. Okay, and then it goes 2 up, 2 up. Netflix, not so nice. Now here, and I didn't mention this here, but these green lines, again, just because we're not drawing. So we're not drawing. So what I did was to help you guys, if you're using TradingView, and hey guys, I don't get any money for this, but if you're using TradingView, here's what you want to know. NVIDIA, the reason why it struggled, it was inside day. The orange line is the low of the prior day. So there's a script. I talked about this before. The orange line is the low of the prior day. The white line is the current day's open. So this was yesterday's open. And the green line is the high of the prior day. So if you are looking at this from my view, you can see Qs crossed over on a new day in that first 45 minutes. SMH, not so much. Didn't happen until the 9:30, I'm sorry, the 90-minute flip, 12:30. NVIDIA stayed inside day until the very end. What kind of mess is that, right? We'll talk about PayPal later. Microsoft went 2. Guys, Netflix never did. That's why this didn't trade well. We do not want to get stuck inside day. We don't want to be trying to trade this on a shorter time frame inside day. And in this case, it stayed inside the open in 45 minutes the entire day. Got it peaked up right there just to psych you out. But it's inside day. This is not a trade. This is not a trade. IWM didn't cross over until 11:45, and then continued at the 9:30, the 90-minute flip, right? So, and SPY, again, it crossed over here at the 90 flip on at 11. And so you want trades to cross over. If not, they become a little more difficult. If you're continuation, for sure, right? Reversals, you can trade reversals all day long. But if you are looking for a continuation pattern, right? And you're looking to go long after, and we just saw this, right? After these, I'm like, why is that looking like that? If you want to go long, when you see, TTO and you're trading two up continuation here, you have to be prepared for, don't get stuck in these ranges. Now, this did, oh, it traded down and came back up. Yeah. So once it goes 2-2, right, and reverses, you can trade those. But this Netflix, not so much. Not so much. Okay. So we're going to avoid those inside days. We want price to trade two up, two down, and look for reversals off those ADRs. But you did not have a reversal. Why? CCI was strong. CCI was strong, never traded back below ADR. And so we didn't, because CCI was so strong, we didn't even get a move back to ADR. Okay. So we want to see those crosses. Once price action crosses over, we like to see those cross back down for potential reversal. And this just did not happen. Okay. So again, set up your charts for your day. Don't trade everything, guys. There's no need to scan the market all day long. And if you're like me and you're a little older, this gets very tiresome. so have your setup, have your plan in place, look for your actionable signals. Here's what the cues look like on the shorter time frame, right? So this was two up, two up, two up. We did not have our signal. Here is our signal. Remember, our actionable signals are 2 2s. We want to go long here, right? This is green on the day. We're looking to go long. CCI is strong. Two up, two up, two up, two up, close down, triangle day out, goes two down, right here at the 60 flip. So the 60 flips right in this range here. You have your two up and you hold this all day long. There was not another two down against you. Went outside, still held, but it was strong. It was strong. This is a 90 flip. SMH, what are your actionable signals? This was to outside bar. Don't know what's happening here. It's still trading inside day. So I'm not keen in trading this. It went two down, two up. In the buy zone now, in the buy zone, two up. Maybe an opportunity there, but again, we're not using our broadening formations like we would have, because I would have drawn a broadening formation and said, oh, if price trades above here, right? You guys know, if you watch some of my old videos, I would have gotten in. But if you're not, and you're waiting for price to trade above the previous high, you had an inside bar here. CCI, waiting for that 90-minute flip. Here, two down, two up, inside day, and it traded inside for a while. Now, again, my old, very similar to SMH, I would have waited. It said price needs to take out that range. And we can look at that on a longer time for on the 90. It's got to take out some range, and I'd be looking at that. And then you see it trade back above the ADR here and above 18, the 90. I'm sorry, above CCI. Microsoft was actually a little better. These are the trades that we prefer. Price trades above the previous day high, two up, and now we're just waiting for our signal. We want price to trade above the previous day high, better trades. Wait for our signal, TTO, inside, boom, still above 100. Now we take this right at the 11 o'clock flip. All right, so here's now let's look at PayPal. Let's talk about this real quick. It was a mess. PayPal was a gapper, and I could have made a little money, but I was not paying attention, and then I missed a move, and I said, wait, let me just wait until the 60 flip, and it crossed back below ADR. But you can see these, I will take if there's a signal on the 18. Remember, I like to trade the inside bars short at the top of a range. So this was a gapper, right? It hit the top of our range, guys. We drew this, let's just blow this up here real quick. We drew this here, right? So we knew PayPal was gapping up, and we wanted the market to trade. If the market trade higher, it had to take this range, and so it gapped up, traded pretty close to that level, 101.95, 101. It stuck the landing at 101.95 and traded lower. Okay. And then I added this line, and this is all I wanted. I said, can you go a couple dollars from my entry, right? No, I think it was $1. And it was like watching paint dry. I couldn't take it. It was hurt. It hurt. It traded down to this level eventually, but I drew this line here because I said, okay, price is inside this range. If it's going to trade lower, right? Because it gapped up, hit this level. I'm now looking at it. It's got to trade lower, but it's going to trade inside this range first. So I just simply drew that line. I said, okay, this will be my first target. If it trades lower, then it can take this guy out, right? Man, that was hard. And I'm not kidding you. 2 hours, an hour. How long? I entered right here, guys. And I actually had the 60 up, but here was the 60 flip. Let me see if you can see this. I entered right here inside 60 flip. It trades down, right? So I put my target here, and I'm waiting. It trades down, so I get in right around $99. It's at $99. All I asked for was price to trade to 97.61, right? Give me $1.39. It trades down. It goes back up. It TTOs me, but I held it. Because CCI is trending down. I was like, yeah. All right, here's the 11 o'clock flip, the 90-minute flip. I held it, and this was painful. Another hour passed, and I was losing money. I bought this thing when it was about 99 bucks. It went down, up, and down, and down, and down, and down. I mean, it was hard. I'm not used to trading these slow movers like this, and I won't do this again. I'm telling you, it was painful. It traded down here, and I think I was at break even. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, finally, we're going to get this move to my target. I mean, I was like at break even. It moved a buck from the time I entered it. And I was at break even. And then this happened. I held it a little bit. And then once it went 2 up, I was like, yeah, I'm done. So I ended up taking a small loss on it, guys. It was painful. I not trading this again. I was like, I'm out. So if you trade those, fine. Going back though, if I had taken this here off of this inside 18, I would have made some money but I didn't. You can take this trade, guys. You don't have to wait for it to hit ADR. And that's where I should have entered. I missed that. And I said, well, I don't want to chase it here. It triangled out here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll get it off the 60. Yeah, that was horrible. Tesla, let me just share with you what not to do. And yeah, I missed this inside 90 here, and then I tried to chase it. And I'm telling you guys, this is not what you want to do, especially with a high flyer like Tesla. And I just was not going to hold this. I guess if I had held it, I'd be in the money right now. But it was a risky trade to begin with. And so I decided I was going to exit here. But listen, let me just tell you what I did. So it was a bad move on my part. I tried to take this inside 90, but I didn't see it in time. I took it off of this candle here, but guys, I didn't enter till it was way up here. And so what do I say about entering these trades off the shorter time frame? You got to look to the left, right? Look to the left. And I saw this guy. I'm going to just throw this up here. I saw this guy here, and I said, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. It started coming back down. I immediately got out of that trade. I was not waiting for this to cross over. Why, guys? Because I didn't get in at a good price. Here's where the entry was. I chased it. It triangled out after it hit this high and came right back down. Luckily, I didn't lose any money, but my gosh, that was not a good trade. That is not how you trade, guys. So don't follow Dee Dee on when she's chasing moves like this. If you are doing this the right way, right? And I'm just gonna flip over here. Let's throw up our 45 real quick. If you are trading this properly, here was our inside bar on our 45. This was our 2 up. All right, this was at 11:45, right? This was our inside bar, 11:45. What do we have, guys? Remember, our entry is off the 18. So this was in this time frame. And okay, and remember, I don't use the 15, right? I like the 18, so they're not going to line up. But this is 11:45. This is your 45-minute flip. We don't have our signal here. This is a 2-down candle. Then it goes inside. At 12:12, right? You're still inside here. This now becomes your entry. Bam, off of this inside bar. It takes the day green, right? Because this white line here is the open for the day. So we have our 2 down inside, and we're looking. So what's the next 2? 2 up. We have our 45 flip happens in here. We go 2 down, inside, 2 up. So we're looking for our signals here. Inside bar at the bottom of the range, 2 up, 2 up. So had I got in right here off this crossing on this 12-12 flip, I would have had a nice profit here. And this would have been my target. So trade, if you are trading properly, the strat, you can succeed in this market. But if you did what I did yesterday on Tesla, I guarantee you're losing money. Right? That was just a horrible move. I wanted to share that with you guys because that's not how you trade. And if that's what you're doing, you're probably getting TTO'd early, right? Before the market moves in your direction. It's the market is too volatile for us to hold these positions. You have to wait for those inside bars or those 222s, right? And this can help. So we're not taking this inside bar here. It's inside 90. And that's why we added that 45, because we said, hey, that back half, right? That last 45 of that 90-minute flip may give us a little insight into the next 2 on the 90. All right, so I waited for the 90 flip and I still didn't get in at a good time because here's a 90 flip. I still had an opportunity to make money right here, but I did not enter properly. All right, so that's what I got, guys. Let's look at today real quick. Fortinet. Ooh, we'll see. So we may take a look at that. We got Fortinet Data.Coin, BABA. Some of these others trade a little funky, but again, if you're trading stocks that are a lower cap, yeah, just be careful that you don't have the same challenge I had with BABA. I mean, with PayPal. If you're trading common stock, it's not an issue. It is not an issue. But when you're trading options on some of these low vol stocks, it's difficult. It's difficult to make money. Oh wow, not what I expected. I did not. So here's our economic calendar for today. Not really sure if any of this, so this is at 8:30, not sure if any of this is going to impact the markets. Jobless claims, maybe. Okay. Jobless claims, maybe. So we'll have to wait and see, initial claims. So we'll have to wait and see. But let's take a look. What do you guys, let's take a look at Fortinet. What's the symbol on that? I saw that. FTNT. Okay. Big gapper down. The guidance was light, to say the least, guys. The guidance was light. And so here's what I'd look at. Let's look at it in a broader time frame. So if you trade this name, I generally don't, but we'll take a look at it. If you trade this name, here's what that looks like on a broader time frame. It's still stuck inside this range, still in a tight range. I don't know if I would trade this. It looks like it wants to take the month red on this gapper though. But look at this congestion here. I'd like for really, I'd like for it to break out of this. Right. I'd like for it to break out of that. Right. We had this outside bar, 2 up, 2 down, outside bar here. So the little congestion here, right? They had this nice move to the upside, and then looks like it wants to take this down. So I'd be looking at this 55.21 range. So if we were to chart this, I'd be looking at this level here. All right, we will draw our broadening formation on this guy. So I would be 55.21, 55. So yeah, so I look at this as my target. It looks like it, I mean, it's going to be a major gapper, right? It's going to be a major gapper here, 62 for Fortinet. Let's see what its average daily range is. Let's see, about 62. Yeah, $2. So again, it's one of those guys that 61, 58, $2 to $3. So definitely is trading outside its average daily range, guys. Just keep an eye on that. The way I would trade it is I would wait, right? Because again, gappers, it may continue to the downside given its guidance. Use your ADR. If it's trading at the low of that ADR, I'd probably not try to short it there. Maybe let it tick up, right? And see if you get a 2-2 continuation to the downside on the 18 to give you more range, because that's all we're doing, right? We're just looking for a little more range for our risk reward. We don't want to enter that trade at the bottom of the range only for it to trade back up, right? And if you're trading options, you're going to lose premium, guys. This is Thursday. This is Thursday. So your theta will hurt you. Okay. Theta will hurt you. What else? Baba trades a little bit nicer with Qs, very liquid stock. So look like it's wanting to gap up. Let's see. Okay, so nice surprise there on the earnings front. So they reported this morning. So yeah, let's look at that one. I'll put that on my list if I have time today. Yeah, the 2 down, 2 up, 2 up. Here's 2 down, so it's definitely got to take that range there, right? So it looks like it's trading inside this range. So I'm going to just draw this here. So if it trades to, this will be my first target because it's got to take this range. Again, we're going to use our ADR and make sure it stays outside of the prior day's high, right? So we want it to stay outside of yesterday's high. So trades above 96.30. We'll call it 97. Trades above 97. This will be my first target right around 102. And then we will just see if it ticks higher here. This is a 2-down candle here at 102.97. So that's about the range we're looking for. It trades above 102. We'll take that 2-down candle, and this will be my next target. So 2 up, 2 down, 2 up, 105. All right, on BABA. So it's got to trade outside yesterday's high. It's gapping up right now. All right, 102 would be my first target, and then maybe we see a move to 105 if it gets support from the broader market. Using again your ADR, average range here is 94.51. Yeah, about $5. So I'm okay with that. I like at least $5, guys. 90.45. 85.97. All right, so at least $5 on your ADR, right? Because that gives you a little room if the price action hits your low or your high for a reversal trade. Okay, so that's how we're going to trade it. We'll look to go long on BABA if it trades above yesterday's. We'll put that on here. Fortinet, I probably won't trade, but just be careful with that. It's big gapper. So we'll go long if price trades above long above yesterday's high. We'll just call it 97 with our CCI, right, crossing above plus 100 on 18. Okay, and then we're going to use ADR for target. And also broadening formations. Reversals if the CCI cross below. And we're going to put below 100 on 45 minute. We're going to use the 45, guys, when it crosses back below potential reversal, since we've introduced that. All right, so that's how we're going to look at it. We're going to go long. This is going to be, we'll use ADR as well for our target. If it trades above 102, above ADR, above 102, this will be our next target on BABA. Okay. All right, I'm going to wrap it there with our scripture, Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage, but everyone who is hasty will surely come to poverty. We've been blowing this up. Expanding our time frames, guys, because I know the shorter time frames are difficult. Don't be discouraged if you are trading the longer time frames and you hear people saying, "Oh, I made blah 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 dollars." This is not about how much money you make. This is about having a discipline and a consistency about your trades, and the money will come. Okay, so be patient. Allow yourselves time to learn. Okay, I appreciate everyone following, and please feel free to hit me up on Twitter if you have any more questions. Take good care, everybody.